Hello, welcome to Solo Playthroughs. We're going to do a playthrough of Mage Knight. It's been too long. Not going to lie, I feel a little bit rusty with Mage Knight. I've spent the last couple of weeks focusing more on Spirit Island because of Jagged Earth and going through Jaws of the Lion multiple times because I love that game, if I haven't mentioned that enough on this channel. So here we are. I want to do a Solo Conquest. I want to get to a level 9-11, and if this goes well, I will probably do a Megapolis on my next live playthrough. If it does not, we will revisit 9-11 until we succeed, which hopefully won't take too long. Now, obviously, 9-11 gets to that stage where winning is far from assured. You need a couple of things to go your way in order to pull that off. My last solo conquest was the 8-11. That was far too easy. That was a ridiculous playthrough and definitely not the norm, the way that all just kind of played out. So here's the deal. I'm going to do this quasi-random in picking my hero. I have already done a solo playthrough with Goldix. I have done 2 playthroughs each with Norwas, Wolfhawk, and Tovak. So I'm going to stick with either Bravelar and his crappy mini, Krang, or Arythea, and definitely hoping that Arythea comes up. So we're going to put those in order. We're going to roll this die. I rolled a 5, Arythea in the house. All right, not upset about that. And then I'm going to put these guys over here. I'm going to roll this die, 1, 6. I rolled a 1, so this is going to be Goldix. So we're going to have Goldix's skills. Again, we had those for Tovak, but that's fine. We're going to put everything else off the board. I actually have Tovak's skills in a pile already from trying to shake off some of the rust in me and not playing this game for a little bit. I got thoroughly trounced in my attempt to do this very same challenge with Tovak last night, and then it was too late for me to record a playthrough, so I just figured I would come back today. All right, here we go. There's Goldix. I'm gonna have all of Arythea's stuff. So we get her 11 skills. The coloration issue on her cooperative skill is especially bad, so I'm going to do the same thing I do with Tovak. You might not be able to see it on the video. You can probably see it. It's really different. So we're going to leave this cooperative skill on the side. I'm going to keep the competitive one in the stack, and if I pull it, then I'll sub it out, which is fine. The only 2 that are really noticeable at a quick glance are Tovak and Arythea. And again, those are obviously, I don't have the Ultimate Edition, which I'm assuming kept all the coloration the same among the different expansions. So I have my turn order token for Arythea. I will need the turn order token for the dragon, and we're good. And we'll keep those there. I'm going to have to get Arythea's shields. And we are going to put 1 on the 0 for the reputation, 1 on the 0 for the fame. We're going to need to roll 3 die to set the source. Again, Solo Conquest, there's only 3 die. So we get a green, and a blue. I'm going to need to get Arythea's deck and Goldix's deck. So here's Arythea's deck. Make sure all 16 cards are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 16, we're good. And then we get Goldix's deck for the dummy player with her, I don't know. What gender is Goldix? Does Goldix have a gender? Read non-binary with Goldix as well here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Cool. So we have our card here. We're going to put a green, and a blue crystal in Goldix's inventory. And that will, again, affect the rate of our timer here. So let me shuffle up Goldix's deck. We'll get this set, and we'll just take this one thing at a time as we get set up here. So, yeah, 9/11 gets to that stage where that first city can become a big problem, and you will often take several attempts to take that down. I find if the second city is always easier until you get to the Megapolis level, then the second city can be a giant pain depending on what combination of cities that you end up pulling. I also find 9/11, if I pull Volkaire's camp, as I do keep Volkaire's camp in there, if I pull, it gets harder to do when you start playing with Megapolises. And I actually think the rules recommend against it, if I'm not mistaken. But as long as, you know, it's we're not doing Megapolises and we have Volkaire's camp in there, I do find Volkaire's camp to radically lower my win rate. Volkaire's camp is a certain sort of challenge. There's a ton of enemies, and while you do have the benefit of non-fortified enemies, you know, unless you're, you know, if you're doing a bunch of siege attack anyway, it's the same difference, right? Except that obviously if you're, you know, sieging a city and you have a fortified enemy in a city, obviously you can't defeat it. Period. That double fortification prevents any defeat. But really, if you don't have a lot of ranged attack in your deck, Volkaire's camp, you know, it's just like a city, but now it has more enemies than the average city does. So it makes it a really, really hard challenge. Plus, the approach to Volkaire's camp is kind of weird because there's a dragon right there on the right side. And then you have the orc. You know, the village is fine, but if you're actually attacking Volkaire's camp, if you enter the camp from across the wall that's there, then it's still fortified. So it can make a really, really intense challenge if you have Volkaire's camp in the mix at these levels. It's, you know, it's so hard as it is. You'll see that I'm going to continue to experiment trying to keep the camera really low and just have my decks off the camera, half on, half off. So again, this blue deck is my regular units, the green deck is my elite units, and I'm just going to stack the units on top of each other. The initial unit offer is going to be illusionists. They cost 7 influence. They can be recruited at mage towers and monasteries. We have guardian golems. They can be recruited at mage towers and keeps. And we have our thugs. They can be recruited in villages and in keeps as well. And then we'll keep a little bit of a space here. So we have the deed deck for Arythea, and we'll keep a space here for any monasteries that we haven't burned down yet, and the advanced actions that will go here. All right, just knock that a little bit. That's fine. So we have our skills decks, we have our turn orders, we have our artifact deck. I'll shuffle that up. We have our wound deck. You can see the mana at the top of the screen. I get all my token bags. And we're good. But yeah, so I tried last night to beat an 8-11 with Tovak, and it started off fairly well, and it's somewhere against second, third day, I wasn't able to efficiently move. Actually didn't even get to a place where I could siege the city until the third day. So the second day at night just wasn't great. And then the third day, I had an opportunity to siege the city, but it was ridiculous. I got the blue city. I had all 4 of the enemies had elemental attacks, so all their attacks were increased. I had garbage block. I had very little in the way of elemental attacks myself. So I basically was able to defeat that city in the during the very beginning of the third night, and then I found the last city, and it happened to be Volkaire's camp at the bottom of the deck, at which point I just cried uncle and gave up because there was no way. I'd used some really strong cards to defeat the city, the blue city. There was really nothing left for me to even have a chance against Volkaire's camp, especially because I was approaching through the part that had the dragon. Here's Volkaire's camp tile. I've talked about it enough. So you see, like, here's Volkaire's camp. You got the wall. So everyone's fortified if you attack from there anyway. So you can use the village to pillage, which is great. But then you really want to kill that dragon because you want to attack from there so they lose that wall fortification, unless you have a position in such a way that you're coming through this forest, which at night could be a problem because of the 5 movement. But if you're coming through that forest, you just have to beat the orc, and orcs are obviously a lot easier to worry about, but then you don't get the benefit of the village. So there's a lot of give and take in this tile that makes it really dynamic for Solo Conquest. I don't think it's come out in any of the Solo Conquest I've done for this channel, but I do like having that wrinkle in there. I think, as I said in my top 10 videos. So we have the spell offer. I'm going to set those cards out. We get meditation. I really like meditation. That extra 2 cards, it's like a built-in motivation with a little bit more flexibility. It's a fairly cool card, and the enhanced effect, just getting to pick 2 cards that you want from your discard pile, can be really huge. Oh, Flame Wall is awesome. We saw that in my last Mage Knight play, where I went out of my way to get it in that legendary Volcaire's Quest. I'll shy away from it. I don't like using the same really strong card 2 playthroughs in a row. I think it just becomes a little bit like a rut. Whirlwind's also good. So we'll see if I get an option to get some of these cards. But I mean, Flame Wall will be hard to turn down, especially when we're playing at such high levels. You don't often get an opportunity to get a card. You don't get too many opportunities to get really strong cards in this game. So, and that's why I love burning the Monastery so much, because those artifacts are usually really big game changers. Our advanced action offer, we have Ice Bolt, which is nice. That ranged attack will be really helpful. Pure Magic is an interesting card, pretty versatile, but it is pretty mana heavy. And then Decompose, another mana card. And it requires you to throw away action cards, and that is one thing I am not a big fan of. I like having big hands, and I like doing things to manipulate my hand size. And if I start throwing away action cards, I find that is a different kind of challenge that I usually shy away from in my playthroughs of this game. So last thing we need to do, I think it's the last thing, is set our terrain, and I'm going to just cause a minor earthquake right on top of Arythea's head. But she's tough. We're good. She has that helmet, protected her. She seems safe. No concussion protocol here. And good. So we're going to take the top 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Good. Get that out of the way. We have our 6 core non-city tiles. So I'm going to roll the die. Number 5 comes out, rolling the die again. Number 6, there are only 5 left. Number 6, there are only 5 left. Number 4, cool. Those are out of the way, and then we're going to take our 5 city tiles. We have 1 of each color, and Volcaire's Camp. We're going to shuffle these up. And let's roll. We got 3. And we get a 5. There's only 4 left. We get a 6. There's only 4 left. 5. It's going to be one of those days. 1. Good. All right. Those go. We're going to now roll to randomize these. Again, placement of cities is everything toward endgame. You know, having one more tile you have to go through, and then have to explore another tile. If you just don't have that movement, it could really make the difference between a win and a loss. So that's a 5. All right, there's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 is the middle one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got a 4, and then the last one will go there. These go on the bottom of the deck. All right, we're gonna put those off camera. And that is fine. So we're going to take the top 2, and we're going to set our initial starting tiles. And again, obviously there's not enough space for me to do a full Solo Conquest. And so you'll see what I'll do is I will take rows off as we go. And that is one of the things that allows me to keep the camera a lot closer. And I think this makes for a better viewing experience for y'all. So there we go. We got 2 orcs. We got a mage tower and a desert. We have a village. Man, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of things I like about this tile, a lot of things I don't, because it can really suck dry your movement. And so, again, this is the one that has the refugee camp, it has a maze, it has an orc behind a wall, so it's a fortified orc, and then you have to go through another wall to get to the monastery. Obviously, I love seeing monasteries, but that's a lot, and then you're stuck here, and if you don't get the right tile here, you're doing 5 movement through the swamp. This could really suck your action, your cards away. The other problem, though, I think I have to go this way, because if I go toward the mage tower, as much as I love some of those spells, well, now it's going to be 5 movement to get to the mage tower, and then if it's still day, which I hope it is, another 5 movement to get to the next sands. Yeah, this is going to be a challenging setup to get the kind of quick start that we need to do well at these levels, but we'll see what we can do and what my hand is. Or if I can, I mean, I could go to the refugee camp, try to pick up those golems. Even the thugs aren't an awful idea, so we'll see if I get a lot of my influence cards early. So we have a catapult here, we get diggers here, and then that's all. Oh, we need to put a mage tower face down in the sands. The sands. Yeah, I really just don't like this here as a starting tile. I would much rather it on the other side, because again, you're stuck if you explore from here, you can explore from here to put a tile here, but if it's not the right terrain, if it's a lake, if it's a mountain, well, now all of a sudden you're stuck going through that swamp. And again, the swamp is 5 movement day or night, so it's no easy thing to get through. I'm going to draw my starting hand. We have swiftness, we have battle versatility, we have stamina, we have swiftness, and we have rage. No influence cards. A lot of movement cards. I think we can go to the maze, spend 4 movement, get a spell, defeat a monster. We'll have some fire attack or battle versatility, which is nice to have elemental attack right off the bat. If we get a lot of influence, we can go next door. So there's some good playability here. I think that's going to be our first plan. I'm going to take Great Start because I want a great start. We're going to roll the die for Goldix. Goldix rolled a 3, so he gets Mana Steal. So that's out. One of the unfortunate realities of Solo Conquest. And he is going to go first. So we're going to make our turn order cards or tokens in order. Because I took Great Start, I draw 2 more cards. I get Mana Pull. So I got both of Arythea's special cards and Concentration. Again, Mana Pull is just like Mana Draw, except it's better. And Battle Versatility is, I guess it's another version of, I think this is her second rage. I think she still has, what's the word? I think Determination is the one, not Determination. There's the one that allows you to get 3 or 5, you have to discard another cards. I think they replaced one of her rages with Battle Versatility, and it's a really, really cool card. So Goldix is going to go first, so let's get this thing kicked off. He's going to put 3 cards off the top. We get a white, we get a red, and we get a white. Goldix has no white crystals in his inventory, so we're done. My turn. So I can use 2. Yeah, this is a really sick. Having Mana Draw and Concentration, I'm pretty happy with this. I think I can just go for it. So I get a siege attack 4, I can get a ranged fire attack, a ranged attack 5, I get block. I don't have a white. But I can use 2 to get the move 4. Then the question is, do I think that the rage and battle versatility and concentration is enough to attack a monster? I might take some wounds. I still have my rejuvenate in the deck. Not rejuvenate, the tranquility. Tranquility, rejuvenate. One of them is a special card for Nora Watson. One of them is just a regular one. I don't like burning both of these, but honestly, I could just move there, and then I would have 2 dies next time. I'm not going to be pulling any more cards, which is the problem. So I don't think my situation is going to change all that much. So I think I go for it. Let's be a little aggressive, kind of how I roll. So we're playing Stamina. We are going to could just get the crystals. Nah, I think I really want. I'm not going to have a white to power the swiftnesses anyway. So we're playing Stamina to get the move 4. So I teleport to the opening gate. I'm going to move 4, get to the maze. I'm going to enter the maze. I'm going to spend 4 points of movement by playing both of my swiftnesses, and that's going to allow me to do a level 4 adventure. We are going to pull a random monster. There are definitely some of them that I will not be able to beat. So let's hope for some luck here. And we pull Medusa. Okay, she's only 4 to kill, so I can kill her in the ranged and siege attack phase because she is not fortified, so that worked out really well. So I'm going to play Mana Pull. Yeah, that makes the most sense. So Mana Pull, I can use 1 additional mana die from the source this turn, and if that die is black, use it to produce mana of any color. So that's the addition that enhances Mana Draw for Arythea by making it Mana Pull. And I think this is the one that came with The Lost Legion expansion, yeah. In Lost Legion, they wanted to add more diversity with the different heroes, so they gave you 2 special cards instead of 1, which is a nice addition. So now I can use additional die from the source. I'm going to use the green. Oh yeah, especially in Solo Conquest, that mana pull, being able to use black dies and actually get some use out of them is amazing. So we are going to Power Concentration, which allows me to play another card from my hand. I'm going to play Battle Versatility, and that gives me the ability to play the stronger effect of Battle Versatility +2 to any type of attack. So any type of range attack, siege attack, it's all good. So I'm going to do either the siege attack 4 or the range attack 3 +2 because of concentration. We have killed Medusa. Bye. So she's dead. We don't get any reputation increase. She's not a marauding orc. I think we get 5 fame. I should have looked at it a little bit closer. Yeah, we do. 5 fame. So that gets us up to the level 2. We will be able to level up into the turn. First, I will clean up my play area. I'm going to roll this and this. And we're going to have to do a few things during this little upkeep phase. I'm going to have to, I'll put a shield here to show that I did the level 4. We're going to get our reward. Oh, I don't know how I don't take Flame Wall. I'm like, it's so good. If I was playing personally, I'd probably take Flame Wall. Because she has so much red mana too. It's hard. She's really good on attack, so maybe that's not the greatest idea. I'll take Meditation. We'll go big hand game. So we get that reward from the spell offer. Again, if we had spent 6 points of movement, we could have gotten an artifact. If we spent 2 points of movement, we would have gotten 2 random crystals by rolling a mana die. And then we get Fireball. That I will definitely take. That 8 siege attack can be major. Both the red one and the blue one, which is I think Snowstorm or Snow Chill or whatever. So that's fine. Now we're going to level up. So I'm going to look at the top 2 skills. So the one skill is I can discard, and let me get the little skill cheat sheets here, make sure I'm describing these correctly. So I can discard once a turn I can discard a wound card to gain a red or a black mana token, or discard a non-wound card to gain a white or a green mana token. You must spend a mana token to gain this way immediately, or you cannot use this ability. Having that much mana every turn is pretty bananas. Although turning away that movement card might also be a mistake. Once a turn, move 1 during the day or move 2 at night. I don't know. I think there's like a little bit of wound management in there. That's just a really dynamic card, and I'm going to, again, err on the side of wound management, just knowing how I play this game. I think, although you saw how useful that movement was when I picked it for Toback last turn, I'm also going to grab Goldix's. All right. I've yammered on enough. It's time to make a decision. I'm going to grab this one. I like that versatility that card brings, and we're going to get rid of that. And now we're going to reveal one of Goldix's skills. It is get a blue mana crystal and a white mana token. And these are going to go away. Yeah, it's a really strong card. Invocation. Cool. And now we take something from the advanced action offer. I'm going to grab Ice Bolt and really try to get myself ready with some elemental attack from the jump. So that is good. And we have Frostbridge is now the 3rd card in the advanced action offer. So all those steps were done, and now we're going to draw up to our hand limit, which is 5. So I get Ice Bolt, I get Meditation, I get Threaten, and I get March. Goldix, what are you going to do? Goldix is going to peel off a blue, peels off a green, peels off a green. He does have 2 greens in his inventory, so we get 2 more cards that come off the top. My turn. Thinking I could do a couple of things. So I'm going to, if I went here, I could actually recruit the thugs. The thugs have a lot of versatility here. I do have threat, and I think I still have promise in my deck too. So that's not awful. With 3 points of movement, I don't have any other movement. Here's what I want to do. I'm going to play meditation and get a big turn next turn, either to kill that thing or actually do some recruitment. So I'm going to power it with the green. So I'm going to randomly pick 2 cards from my discard pile and either place them on the top or the bottom of my D deck at the end of this turn. And from as I read that, you have to put both of them on the top or both of them on the bottom. But if someone has more experience and you could actually be more selective than that, let me know. But I think you have to place both on the top or the bottom. So we get mana pull and swiftness. And I will place them both on the top. At the end of the turn, I draw 2 cards over my hand limit. I'm also going to place Ice Bolt, play Ice Bolt to get a blue crystal to my inventory, start packing some of those up. And I think that's going to be my turn because we're going to have a big hand next turn. So I should be able to recruit and then come up, kill that, and hopefully end this turn in the Monastery. Yeah, that's fine. So we're going to roll this. These go away. End of my turn, I draw up to 7 because of the effects of meditation. So I get mana pull, swiftness, and then 2 more cards, crystallize, and promise. Perfect. We're going to use Goldix's turn. He gets a white, he gets a blue, he gets a white. He has no white crystals in his inventory. My turn, we're going to move. Yeah, we're going to play March. I'm going to play Crystallize sideways. That's going to let me move into there. And again, because this guy's behind a wall, that does not provoke an attack of opportunity, but I will take care of him next turn. So in the refugee camp, I could either spend, so when you're recruiting something that can be recruited at a village, you only have to spend the normal cost. So the thugs would cost me 5. If I'm recruiting the golems, because they can only be recruited at a keep or a mage tower, I'd have to spend an additional surcharge. It's the way the refugee camps work, so that would cost me 8. And if you have to, so it's an additional surcharge of 1, and the illusionists are the same thing. It's just the extra 1. I want to say, I would think it's just the extra 1. I want to make sure of that. Where are my refugee camps? Walls, labyrinth, maze, keep, mage towers. Here we go. Yeah, it's +1 for monastery, mage tower, or keep. So the illusionist would be the same thing. Do I really love the golems that much? Probably. The thugs aren't bad. The physical resistance of the golems really makes them pretty valuable. Although their 2 attack is kind of crappy, but I'll be pretty good with attack with Arythea. So let's see if I can get up to this 8 here. So I'm going to play Mana Pull that allows me to play 2 die from the source. I'm going to play Threaten and power it with the red die. I'm going to play Promise and power it with the white die. That's going to be 9 influence. I will get the golems. But end of my turn, since I used the stronger effect of Threaten, I do lose 1 reputation. But I'll get that back when I kill that orc. And that is fine. So I'm going to roll these. It's black and it's white. These cards are done. I draw up to my hand limit, which is 5. 1, 2, and 3. Goldix's turn. 1, 2, 3. It's a blue. He has 1 blue in his inventory, so we will get 2 more turns because there's 1 card left there, which is very nice. My turn. Let's kill this orc. So we're doing it from across the wall. So he's actually double fortified, so range attack is garbage. He's attacking with a 3. So here's the improvisation card. What isn't going to be that useful? So I have to discard a card. I want all this movement for sure. So I can discard the rage. He's attacking with a 3. He's only got 3 shield. That's fine. And I'm going to want the movement. I'm not going to need rage so I can actually kill it with improvisation. So we'll do that. So he's attacking with a 3. I'm going to power my ice block. So I get ice block 4. Oh, whatever. Not even have to do that. So we're going to take that attack of a 3. We're going to assign that damage to the Guardian Golems. The Guardian Golems has physical resistance of 3. So he just absorbs that entire attack. I should have seen that when I actually recruited the Guardian Golems. Oh, and one other thing. Frostbridge should be here because I never put something in the advanced action offer for a monastery on the board. So the next card in the deck would have been Song of Wind. So a lot of interesting movement cards, which with Arythea is probably not the worst thing. So anyway, so he absorbs that attack He doesn't get damage at all because there's no leftover damage to assign after the 3 is absorbed. And then I'm going to respond with playing Improvisation and Rage. I want to keep Improvisation for that move card. That probably makes more sense. I'm going to have 2 more turns. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to use the Golems for their attack of 2 because I'm not going to have any other use for them this turn anyway. And then I'll play the Rage for the attack of 2. That's an attack 4. Kills this guy, I get that reputation back, and I get 2 fame. So we're 1 away from our next level up, which will give me the ability to get another unit. So that turn is done. I'm going to draw just 1 card, Tranquility. Goldix's turn goes there. He's going to declare end of round next turn. My turn, I'm going to play Tranquility to draw my last card, which is Determination. And now I have all this movement, so I'm going to discard, I'm going to play Improvisation and discard Determination. So that's move 3. I'm going to power Stamina for 4. So that's move 4. So that's a total of move 7. I'm going to need every single bit of that to go across from here to here because it's 2 points of movement plus 1 because of the wall. And then from here to here, it's 3 points of movement plus 1 because of the wall. So that's a total of 7 movement. I'm in the Monastery, so I'll start there next turn. Might have to burn it down, I don't know. And then we're going to place March to do 2 points of movement for this Explorer and hope it is something we can move into pretty easily. So again, when you're exploring and you're putting a countryside tile in play, you can put it adjacent to 2 tiles or adjacent to a tile that's adjacent to 2 tiles. You cannot do this with a core tile, but you also can't put core tiles on the coast anyway, so there's a couple of things that would make this totally illegal. I know I say this every game. I've just had a couple of questions about it in chat, so in comments. So I always want to make it really clear why I'm doing this. That's a garbage tile. So yeah, we're going through some swamps. Lots and lots of swamps. Wow. Okay, so we get some ruins here. That's going to be face up because we're still in day. Ooh, hello. So if I keep, that's a really nice one. If I defeat a keep and a Mage Tower garrison, I get to take a unit from the unit offer. Very big fan of that one. I haven't seen that ruins in a while, but that's a nice little fame grab. And we're also going to need to put an orc out. There's a lot of rough things about this tile, though. So the orc is a catapult, which isn't great, but I do have the siege attack and a bunch of things I could do with Arythea that makes that less worse. So let me clean up my play area and then kind of talk about some of the problems inherent in this tile. So we're going into night. So we're going to do 5 movement, a minimum of 15 movement, really, to get anywhere we want to get. Because again, we can't explore here, so we have to explore at this tile. So what I might do actually is just do the 5 points of movement here and see what I can put in the center and see if that's a better tile to mess with next round. And then in the second day, I can come back around if I really want to try to take out that ruins. And maybe even by then, unlikely, but there's a chance we'll have some elite units available. So this is going to be a very movement intensive beginning of the next round, so hopefully I pick up some good cards for that. Arythea declares end of round. I want to make sure I didn't put any of my cards in here. These are all Goldix's. That's fine. Cool. So Arythea, Goldix declares end of round. I also declare end of round. I have nothing else to do. Yeah, we're good. That's fine. So not the most productive first round ever, but it will do. We are going to take Pure Magic, add it to Goldix's deck. We are going to give Goldix a red mana because the Flame Wall is at the bottom of the spell offer. These 2 move down. This goes here. We add a card. It is exposed. I really like that card. Fireball is my #1 target here. I really wish we had a Mage Tower to try to get that, but we'll see if we can rectify that. We are going to take Frostbridge out of the unit offer. The top card is going to go into the unit offer. It's Chilling Stare. Top card goes here. It is Training. So we still have a 1 there because we haven't burned out the Monastery. And then we are going to put 3 more regular units here. 1, 2. So we have Utum Swordsman, we have Shock Troops, and we have Scouts. All 3 good for different reasons, but they can only be the 2 I would like. Scouts actually aren't. These 2 are good. I don't really like Scouts. I don't really understand the point. to be honest. You know, it is what it is. I mean, I don't know. But these, if I was on a keep, this would be they both have to be recruited at keeps, so they're going to be hard for me to get with the current setup of this board. So let's see what we put in the center. Either a keep or a monastery or a mage tower could be really helpful right now. So definitely need to draw some movement. Have one more thing to do, and that is to roll the dice in the source. And then we have the shuffle gold. This is like, all right, so we get a gold, a red, and a white. The gold's a little rough. And gold, this deck is set. We will put him back on his card. I will take a sip of my favorite stout. All right, drawing my 5 cards. We got mana pull. I need movement. Lots. Ooh, okay, perfect. March, stamina, swiftness. Really can't get a much better pull for what I'm looking to do at the beginning of this night. Question is, what do I want to take? Long Night can be surprisingly effective, especially if I'm doing a big deck strategy or big card pull strategy. Preparation doesn't make any sense. Mana Search might make some sense. I already have this though. I'm pretty flexible with mana. Yeah, I don't hate Long Night. Let's see if we can use that effectively, and it'll allow me to be a little bit more aggressive in my use of cards if I really want to be. So that's fine, and then we're rolling for Goldix. Don't roll a 6. He rolls a 3, so that worked out really well. So we didn't take Mana Search, but we do get to go first, and I'm happy about that. So that could actually, having that extra turn first could actually make Long Night even more useful. So what are we gonna do? I can take, all right, I'm gonna power Mana Pull with the white from the source. Take 2 mana dice from the source and set them to any color except gold. Gain a mana token of each of these colors and not re-roll these dice when you return them to the source. So again, mana draw, you would have to set 1 die from the source, set it to any color except gold, and then you can only get 2 of that 1 color. So this is a lot more dynamic. It's really helpful. So I'm going to set 1 of these to green. I'm going to set 1 of these to blue. So I totally reset our source, which is another reason mana search would have made no sense as my tactic. And I'm going to get 1 green mana and 1 blue mana for this turn. Right, so that's really cool. I'm going to play March. I'm going to power it to make it a move 4. I'm going to play Stamina, power that to make it a move 4. So I have move 8. I am using 5 points of that movement to move into the swamp. I have 2 more points of movement. I'm going to explore. I have 3 more points of movement. I'm going to explore. Oh, that's a wonderful sight. I love dungeons. So we're going to get, we have another monastery. So we'll put another card in the action. In the unit offer, another advanced action in unit offer, maximal effect. Another interesting card. I really don't love the cards that make you throw out other cards, but that could be a really interesting one in the right circumstances. We get an orc. It is a wolf rider, and that's fine. And we get our collection of magical glades and magical glade land. I do want to get to that monastery, I think. Yeah, that's fine. So I'm going to use swiftness for the move 2, and I'm just going to have to waste 1 point of movement. So I had a total of 10 points of movement. I moved 5, I explored, and I moved, and I'm going to be able to attack that dungeon next turn. My golems are going to be scared and not help me there, but that's fine. So we're going to put those away, clean up my play area. These 2 dice do not get re-rolled. The white die does. It is green. These cards go away. I draw up to my hand limit, which is 5. I get swiftness. I get ice bolt. I get march, and I get improvisation. Should be enough to defeat a monster. I feel pretty good about these cards. The ice attack is helpful. I don't have a red crystal, but I can discard I could discard. Ooh, it'd have to be a wound. That's not great. If I had a wound, it's like I want a wound. If I had a wound in my hand, I could discard. Although if I take a wound in the block phase, then I could discard it to get a red for the attack phase. So there's some dynamic nature of that card that I really like. So, or that skill. So Goldix is going to go. He peels off a red. He peels off a white. He peels off a green. He still has 2 greens in his inventory, so he gets 2 more, blue and blue. My turn. We're going into the dungeon. The golems are like, I'm not going in there. You go. And I'm like, whatever, golems. You're freaking golems. What are you scared of? Like, literally. Like, it doesn't make any sense. But that's fine. So, again, night rules always apply in the dungeon. It's night anyway, so who cares? We pulled... Ding! Oh, Hydra's fine. That's fine. All right, so let's figure out how I'm going to get the 6 attack, and then we'll figure out how I want to... how many wounds I'm taking here. So I can get 3 attack from that. I can discard this to get a white. Oh, yeah, it's not even fortified. This is crazy. So I'm going to discard improvisation. I know it's good, but the fact that it makes you throw away a card is one of the things that weakens it. And since I have a march and there's going to be 2 green in the source, and I don't have a red, improvisation is kind of just clogging up my deck right now. So I'm discarding improvisation. I'm using this skill to get a white mana token, right? And then I'm going to power... and I just don't have to take any wounds because who wants wounds? I'm playing Powering Swiftness for a ranged attack 3. Oh, he's ice. He's ice resistant. I had such a good plan. Wow. All right, so this is only going to come in at 1.5 attack, which is useless. So let me figure this out. That's attack 6. But I would need to discard another card. So if I discard that to get the white, because I don't have, then I can block 1. I think that makes the most sense. So here's, and that gives me the attack 6. So we're going to be in the ranged or siege attack phase. Now because he's ice resistant, I can't use Ice Bolt against him. At least I can, but it's only going to be coming at 1.5 attack points, which combined with swiftness gives me a 4.5, which is 1.5 points less than 6. Math. Sometimes I get it correct. And then we're going to, since we can't defeat him in the ranged or the siege attack phase, he's going to attack me. Now he has 3 separate attacks. We have to block them one at a time. I'm going to play this raise to block one of these 3 attacks. The other 2 attacks are both coming in. Again, I don't mind a couple of wounds because I have a skill that allows me to discard it for mana, which is great. And especially that black mana. If I don't get an artifact or something that gives me a black mana that I need, this could come in real strong in the end of this game, assuming we get a chance to really try to seize these 2 cities today. So I took 1 wound for attack number 2. I took 1 wound for attack number 3. Now, block phase is done. I assign the damage. Again, the golems aren't even with me, so I can't assign damage to them. I can't use him at all. His soak and physical resistance is garbage for me right now, which is fine. Little coward hanging outside this dungeon while I go in by myself. Whatever, dude. I guess it's a lady's job. We're good. And then I'm going to attack 6. I have a range attack 3, improvisation. I discarded Ice Bolt to give me an attack 3, and that's going to give me the 6th attack I need to take this guy out. Now again, I got this white mana. How? I discarded March using my skill. So he's done. I get no reputation bump, but I get 5 fame. So that gives me from 7 to 12. I'm going to clean up my play area. So we're going to put this skill back here. That goes there. These are all out. And again, I can't just... one of the limitations of this card is I can't just discard it to get a wound out of my hand. I actually literally have to use that effect right away. Otherwise, I can't use that card, which is fine. Meditation would be great because then I could actually discard one of these, get a black, and I get a stronger effect of the spell meditation, which is nice. So anyway, clean up my play area. We're going to get our reward. I'm going to put a spell here. And I know you're all shocked that I didn't burn down the monastery when I was there. But I had some with movement, and I didn't really have any attack cards. And I don't know, maybe I'm just, I'm turning over a new leaf, man. I'm feeling more peaceful and better in life. I don't know. Get some, who's a psychologist? Somebody can... we can try to engage on this subject in the chat. So we are, yeah, really, my starting hand was so movement heavy, like to try to do, I mean, it would have taken me so many turns to burn there, and you just don't have the time. Like if I'm not attacking, if I don't see the city by sometime in the next day, my timer's probably going to run out before I have a chance to really win this this little conquest here. So it just is what it is. So when you beat and I always check, I know it, but I always check. When you beat a dungeon, you have to roll a random mana die, and if it is gold or black, you take a spell. If it is one of the colors, you take an artifact. I kind of hope it's gold or black. It's black! And I mean, that's crazy. I mean, you guys all know how much I love my artifacts. But I really wanted Fireball. So it is what it is. So we had a 1/3 chance of getting a spell, and it came in. That is fine. The other thing that happens is we do level up. We are now at level 3, and we can get another unit. Now, note, in Solo Conquest, you do not put another one of the dummy player skills in the offer. The way I read the rules, you do when you're playing either Volkare's Return or Volkare's Quest. So that's that. We are going to now draw up to our hand limit. Our hand limit is still 5. We need to get up to 24 fame before we can start getting that magical 6 card, which does really open things up. I'm going to draw 1, I'm going to draw 2, and I'm going to draw 3. Sure. Well, don't have the 5 movement. Although I can manipulate this. I can do some things here to kind of open up my hand up. I'm hoping to trigger Long Night. I probably won't, though, to be honest, the way things are playing out. So the 3 card for Goldix Improvisation is red, blue, and we get a green. He has 2 greens in his inventory, so 2 more cards peel off. So he's going a little quick. Oh, we have to replenish the spell offer. We get Call to Arms. Ooh, hello. Man, these spells. Last night this happened too. The spells were just awesome. I just was really struggling getting them. All right, so it kind of makes this Ruins not as amazing, because if we can get Call to Arms, we just recruit a unit that way. But that's like a play that you're trying to set up for the second night. So what am I going to do? I'm going to discard this wound to get a red mana. And I can only do that if I use it immediately. I am using it immediately because I'm going to use it to power crystallize. I'm going to use it to power crystallize to get a red mana a red crystal in my inventory. So that was a nice little combo. I have Squadouche in the way of movement. Tempted. Is that special? If that's special, I can actually rest. It is special. You can play special cards even when you're resting. So I'm going to play Battle Versatility just isn't as useful, and I just have too many cards in my hand, and I have Long Night, and I have Meditation, and I have a bunch of things I want to do. He's gone through his deck pretty quick, so I'm going to play this. Crystallize the special card, and this skill is also special, so I can do special things, and then I'm also going to rest. And I'm going to hold another Fireball in my hand, which will give me an easy way to kill that guy. And now all of these will just go on my discard. So again, when you rest, you can discard 1 non-wound and any number of wounds. So I used 1 wound to get me the red to power crystallize, and then I use another wound. I'm just going to discard it along with 1 non-wound card. So that is totally legit. And now I'm going to draw up to my hand limit of 5 again. Promise, Meditation, Stamina, and Determination. Which is, yeah, that's good enough to get me into there, which is where I want to be. So we're going to go with Goldix's turn. He's peeling off a red, a green, and a white. He has no white crystals in his inventory, so that's helpful. My turn, I'm going to discard Determination to get a green. I'm going to use that green to power Meditation. I'm going to randomly pick 2 cards from my discard pile and put them either on top or on bottom of my deck. And then I'll be able to draw 2 more next turn. The stronger effect is really, really nice as well. But even if I think about this, even if I get a wound in my hand, I can still, so I can put these top or bottom, I'll put them on top. Even if I got a wound, I would be able to discard the wound with this. So there's a nice interplay there where you know, the basic effect is really, really strong because I have this skill. I'm going to now have a move. I'm going to play Stamina. I'm going to power that with a blue crystal, blue die from the source. I'm going to play Promise sideways. That's going to get me into this magical glade. And while I am there, I could... Yeah, I'm going to use the red crystal from my inventory to power Fireball. Gives me a range fire attack 5, which is going to allow me to kill this guy who has a defense of 4. So I get 3 fame for that. So I'm going to level up. I get a reputation bump because it's a marauding orc. And my reputation actually doesn't suck because I haven't burned down a monastery yet. And then we're going to re-roll this by cleaning up my play area. It is blue again. That goes there. This skill comes back. And all these cards are going into my discard. Now remember, at the end of my turn, I draw 2 cards over my hand limit. Before I do that, I do need to get my rewards because I have leveled up, so that's exciting. So I'm going to look at the next 2 skills. What do we got? Give me motivation. Oosh. Red crystal. Wow, I'm kind of crystal crazy right now. So I can get a red crystal and a red or a white mana token, red or a black mana token. Or I get polarization where I can spend a red as a blue, I can spend a gold as a black, I can spend a white as a green. I think this one makes the most sense. And we're going to take an advanced action. I definitely don't want decompose. I'll take Song of Wind and get 1 really strong movement card here. And that's fine. Now, at the end of the turn, I draw up to 2 over my hand limit, so I'm going to draw up to 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is crazy. Long Night triggers, so we got there. So what's going to happen? Since my D deck is empty and I need to draw more cards, in the middle of my draw, Long Night triggers, and we're going to take 3 cards at random, put them back into my D deck. So I'm going to actually draw 1 of these extra cards now and put that in my hand. It's Promise, which isn't great. But now I have I'm going to be able to really maximize a lot of effects this turn. Maybe do some more exploring. I'm still fairly far away from getting a quartile on the board, but I'm happy to see Long Night come into play. So a lot of cool things happening in this playthrough so far. Hopefully we can turn that into a victory. That's the end of my turn. Goldix is finally going to go. He gets a white. He gets a blue. He gets a white. He has no white crystals in his inventory, so we are really going to have a nice long day here, or night. Beginning of my turn, because I start in a magical glade. Oh, I ended my turn on the magical glade, so I can throw away a wound in my discard pile. Before I forget to do that. And then I get a black to start my next turn. I'm going to want to move for sure. I have a bunch of influence. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to capitalize on that. The cost to move of plains, deserts, and wastelands is reduced by 2 to a minimum 0. So plains would be 0. You play a blue mana to be able to travel through lakes for a move cost 0 this turn. That's a really intense card. I have all this influence. I'd really love to be able to spend it. If I went to the monastery, that's not going to work. I'd have to actually siege a keep, which isn't impossible. Song of Wind doesn't affect the move cost into swamps, which is a little annoying. I don't think I have enough combat to really think that's a reasonable thing. So I think I just explore a ton and try to maximize this round that way. So I'm going to power stamina to get a move 4. I'm going to discard. Yeah, I just don't think I'm going to be able to use it. So I'm going to discard. I'm hedging. Hedging. Discard promise to get a white mana. Oh, is that going to make a difference? I'm not moving through plains, deserts, or wastelands right now anyway. Wastelands are swamp? Am I calling them by the wrong thing? Yeah, wastelands are the hilly. I always call them hills. I guess they're wastelands. Interesting. Now I know. So I don't see any wastelands anyway. So maybe I don't need to do that. So I'm going to have to move forward. So before I play anything else, I'm going to explore my first 2 movement. I'll have 2 points of movement left. And now we get a Marauding Orc. Oh, man, I really wanted to keep. So that goes there. It is some ugly dude. Again, who always looks like a bull, had a baby with Cthulhu to me. But that's fine. What is he called? He is called an Orc Tracker. Hello, Mr. Tracker. I'm going to... So there's tons of planes now. That's wild. Yeah, I can do a ton of exploring this turn. That's kind of crazy. All right, so I am going to do what I was doing before. Do I want the influence? No, there's nothing I recruit in a village there anyway. So I'm going to, well, I don't need to heal. So I'm going to let me discard Tranquility with this to get a white. I'm going to use that white to power Song of Wind. Now, Song of Wind, because we moved 2, so I'm going to have 4 points of movement left. The cost to move through plains, deserts, and wastelands is reduced by 2 to a minimum of 0. So think about this. So I still have 4 points of movement. Now this costs 0, this costs 0, this costs 0. Golden. So I still have 4 points of movement. I'm going to explore. I'm going to put a tile here. We have a keep, we have a monster den, and we have a ruins. It is night, so the ruins is going to go face down. The keep is going to go face down. It's night, and we're also not adjacent. The monster den, nothing is placed on that yet. And then I have 2 points of movement. So I basically explored, moved through the plains for free, and I'm exploring. Then I explored, I'm exploring again. We get another monastery and another orc. So I'm not going to be able to put this. So the next tiles are all core, and I'm not going to be able to put it there because that's the coast. There's a thing right there, so that's a problem. So I'm gonna probably during the day loop around this way, which will give me a chance to kill that guy, get some more fame, and then we'll see we can get like the cities up in there, which I think would make some sense. So we're gonna have to put an orc in play. It is a prowler, I think he is, and we get our third. Oh, Blood Rage! How I love you, but I'm not gonna be able to get you this game. We have our third advanced action in the unit offer. Wow. Yeah, I could have used, now the Song of Wind makes sense. I could have actually done some things with concentration here. Man. Influence 5, I don't want the scouts. Yeah, if I go up there, I'm just gonna get stuck. I have to go the other way. There's no point in going this way. I have no more points of movement that I spent. I have all this influence and nothing to spend it on, which is a little unfortunate. I think that's it. I don't know what else I could realistically do here. Unless I take the scouts just to kill them off. I mean, sure. I have these cards, what else am I doing with them? So I'm going to spend Promise and Threaten, and we have some scouts. Just because I have nothing else to recruit. So, and I have an open command token, and I could easily replace them. So it is what it is. So that's fine. We have some scouts, kids. We are going to clean up our play area. We're rolling this. It is blue. It's been blue like 4 turns in a row, I think. And these all come here. Drawing after our hand limit, which is 5. So this is the other 2 cards in my deck. interesting. I think. Yeah. I think I know what I want to do here. Well, it's 5 movement. Just I get to move 2. If I can end here, kill that guy, probably makes some sense. Then I start on the magic wait. I'll get a gold next turn. So Goldix's turn. He's going to declare end of round next turn. My turn. I'm going to use the skill. I get a red crystal from my inventory. I get a red mana or a black mana. I'm going to take the red mana. I'm going to. I need to get move 5. So scouts are move 2. The swiftness is move 2. And I can play concentration for. I mean, it's such a ridiculous use of concentration, but that's fine. That's move 3. Yes, that's move 4 because of scouts and swiftness. Concentration sideways is move 5. I move into the magic glade. I'm gonna then block this guy using the golems and the blue from the inventory or from the source. So that's an ice block 4. That's fine against the physical attack 4. And then now it's only 3 attack to kill him. I will use the red crystal, the red mana token I got from the skill to power fireball, and that kills this guy. Now note, like, it's a ranged fire attack, but because he's elusive, it would have taken 6 points of attack to kill him by a ranged attack. So once I blocked him now, it just becomes down to a 3. So he's dead. I get 3 more fame and another reputation. It gets me up to 18. This goes away. These go away. Oop. Nope. These go away, and Goldix declares end of round. End of my turn, I can heal a wound. Or I throw away one, it's not the same as healing, technically. Next turn, I would start with the black crystal. He declared end of round. I'm fine. I have no cards left that I want to do anything with. Anyway, this should have been re-rolled. End of the round. So I'm going to reset my skills. I'm going to reset my units. Goldix is going to get decomposed. He gets a white crystal in his inventory now because Whirlwind is going away. So we're running out of time to get Call to Arms and Expose. This goes there. Mana Bolt, also a strong spell. These go down. When did I just took... No, Decompose was there, right. So we're going to get these go away. We still have 3 monasteries on the board. We're going to replace them. We're going to get Explosive Bolt, or replace the advanced actions in the unit offer, Explosive Bolt, Spell Forge, and Peaceful Moment. And then Dodge and Weave goes into the advanced action offer. We have no core tiles on the board yet. We were close, but not quite there. We are going to put 3 more regular units. We have Utum Guardsmen, we have Magic Familiars, and we have the Utum Crossbowmen. We're rolling these dice. They were all green. Didn't even notice that. It is the second day. White, black, and yellow, gold. Well, since we were not 50% basic, we keep the card, the token, the die that was basic. We reroll the other 2 dice, and we get a gold and a green. I am going to start my turn with a gold, so I'm going to put that here before I forget. Goldix's deck is going to be shuffled. He should have 18 cards now. That's fine. Cool. So this goes here. He gets reset. And everything else is good. Oh, you know what I did? That should never have been there. You should have one of Goldix's. That's if you play a mana, you can play a card sideways for 3, and if the mana matches the color of the card, then you can actually get the card sideways played. It would be worth 4 as opposed to just a normal 1. So pretty interesting Goldix skill. I like Goldix's skills. I like the one that gives you that movement skill. I always find really helpful for a lot of reasons, so that's fine. That's going there. We are going to have to deconstruct this a little bit. So we'll get these off the board. And we're going to move rows 1 and 2. So systematically, as we pay attention, remember, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to make sure that we can't ever build a core tile on the coast. So we know that this is the coast. The coast on this side is 1. This is 3, 4, 5. So we have a lot of room to play with in like this area right there. So that should work really well. So we're entering the second day. Feel pretty good about where we're at. I'm going to draw my opening hand. My opening hand is still 5. We have swiftness, we get stamina, promise, rage, and crystallize. We're going to take our skill. I'm going to take planning, not really thinking about that. It's always a great skill, especially in the second day. I just find it really helpful. And Goldix is going to roll. He rolls a 2. Rethink was still available, so he will now return to the first player. Cool. So Goldix is going first. He's going to take off a red, a green, and a blue. He has 1 blue crystal in his inventory, so 1 comes off the top. So the way we built his inventory is pretty steady. It's nice. So we know it's going to be at least 4 every time, and it's only 5 when it's a green. So that gives a little bit more consistency in our in how many turns we can expect to have here, which is nice. I'm going to go. What are we doing? I'm having a drink of beer. All right, we're good to go. I am going to use the gold I got from the magical. Oh, there's ruins flips. Yeah, if you spend 3 crystals, get 7. That's fine. Man, these scouts are so useless. I mean, okay, whatever. Yeah, she's probably. I don't think she's gonna be very long for my collection here. So I'll put these skills here. So we're moving 4. Now forests are only 3 during the day, so that definitely helps a bit. So we're gonna move here. I guess I'll put the first quartile here. I think that will work. So I have 1 point of movement left. I'm unlikely using influence this turn, although I would like to use influence at some point this round. Yeah, I don't know. Still tempted to. I have swiftness. I'll use swiftness. That's fine. Thinking about maybe save. That range attack can come in handy, but I just think it makes more sense just to use it. So that gives me move 6. I've already used 3. I have 3 more. I'm going to explore. Putting this on the table. Here we go. It's a city. It's a blue city. There's a lake. There's another monastery because we don't have enough of those on the board. So it's taunting me in my lack of burning them. So we got a heroic tale now. It's gonna be hard to keep all those on the board. I'm going to have to explore again, and then hopefully, although Wings of Wind could really come in handy now in a crazy way. So if I power that, I can actually play a blue mana to go across that lake, which is something I've probably done once in all my games of Mage Knight. So anyway, so we have a blue city, we have a Draconum, and we have, again, as we said, another monastery. And now we have to figure out how we're approaching this city. So it's a level 9 blue city, which again, if you pull the tokens I pulled yesterday when I was playing as Tovak, would be brutal because it was a blue city and all the 4 garrison I pulled all had elemental attack, so it was crazy. So level 9 is going to be 1 mage tower garrison and 3 city garrisons. So we'll get those. Again, I don't see them until I'm next door, but we can put them on the card at minimum. So that's that, and then we just need the city garrison. Again, face down, and face down. And yeah, cool. So that's fine. We'll have this card up here with this garrison there. I'm going to play Promise because again, I only used 5 points of movement so far. I'm going to play Promise sideways to get a 6 point of movement, so I can actually, get a 7th point of movement for the turn gets us. So I have 2 available now. So I'm going to explore. We get ourselves a Mage Tower, and a Dragon. Woo! Okay. That's not the coast. So I can actually get the. We're gonna have to beat that dragon, beat that Mage Tower, move around here. All right, so we got our work cut out for us. Let's see what this dragon is. The nice thing is one of the dragon summoner is there, so there's only one more of those guys, and hopefully, oh, gotta be kidding me. I pulled it because that's magic. Oh, I hate that guy. Oh, that's really bad. I have enough siege attack on my deck that I'm gonna have to hope for a really good pull here. Oh, that's so gross. I was like, there's only one more in the bag, guys. How can I pull it now? Oh, there we go. This Mage Tower is gonna be flipped over because we're next door. That's fine. Obviously, the dragon is the more pressing issue at hand. I'm gonna play Crystallize. I'm gonna power it with green to get a green crystal. And I'm going to hold on to this Rage card. Oh, so gross. So I'm cleaning up my... Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter. If I play Crystallize now, if I held the Crystallize, I draw one more card. If I play Crystallize, I get the crystal. So it is what it is. So planning is not going to trigger, but that's fine. So this is a green. All these cards are going to go away. And we draw up to 5. And now I get... my Fireball and Arythea's special card. My Arythea's other special card that's going to allow me to attack that dragon with a ranged fire attack, and I did not pull either. Oh, man. It's going to be rough. I mean, that double monster, that's just a nightmare. It's really not good. I'm going to need, like, meditation. I definitely need to get a big hand. Quick. I mean, the other option, if I get Wings of Wind, then I can just kind of move through that lake, which might make more sense. So we'll see what card I get first, because I'm dependent on one of those 2 things: Wings of Wind or my I don't want to face those 2 monsters. Man, that's a recipe for disaster. So we're pulling off for Goldix. He gets a white, he gets a red, he gets a blue. He's got 1 blue crystal. My turn. I mean, none of these cards are especially great. I'm going to play Tranquility to draw 2, because I definitely need to start digging through my deck. Stamina and Improvisation. There's nowhere to go. If I don't spend these cards, the problem is... I mean, that's the edge of the universe there. That's coast. Can't go over here. I'm putting the level 11 city in play before I kill the level 9. Is bananas. I guess I just drop these movement cards. Well, even then, I'm only drawing 2 cards. That's not good. It's really not good. Might drop Improvisation too, to be honest. Because I have better cards that are going to do more for me than Improvisation is. Shoot. Shoot. Alright, I'm dropping... What's that movement? Oh, it's a swamp. The Maze Tower's on the swamp. Yeah. Yeah, I am going to really need Wings of Wind here. It's fine. So I'm dropping 3 cards in hopes to get Wings of Wind. Because if I get it, again, moving into a plains is 0, and moving through a water is 0 as well if I spend a blue mana. So that's fine. So I'm dropping 3 cards. I'm rolling this. It's red. These go away. And now I draw up to 5, and then planning triggers, so I get 6. There we go. Song of Wind. I keep saying Wings of Wind. Song of Wind is fine. I can actually attack that Mage Tower from there, which I probably will. Although it's 5 movement in, so maybe not. Can't recruit. I I can recruit the magic familiars in a mage tower, but they're so late. I mean, although I will have this skill might actually give me the mana I need to use that, but oh, the way they use mana is so gross. All right, Goldix is gonna go. He gets a white. He gets a green. He gets a blue. One more card comes off the top. My turn. I'm going to power Song of Wind. Let's move 2. The cost to move of the move cost of plains, deserts, and wastelands is reduced by 2 to a minimum of 0. You may play a moon mana to move through the lakes for the cost of 0 this turn. I'm going to. I will hold on to that. I could probably siege a monastery, to be honest. Mana pool's too strong. Yeah, that's fine. I'll move this. I'll play this mana. So I have move 2. I'm playing a blue mana to go through lakes for the cost of 0. So I'm going to go through this lake for 0, and then go to this plains for 0. I still have move 2, which I will use to explore, and we're going to get another core tile on the board. I am adjacent to the city, so we'll be able to see that garrison in a second. This last core tile is not the last city. Oh, that's super gross. All right. And remember, this is the coastline. Man, 3, 4, yeah. So we're gonna have to, during the night, we're gonna want to go through there, and then we can put the last city here because we know that last tile is a city. We get another monastery, which is ridiculous. So we have 5 now. We now have 5 cards in the unit offer, and we have it's the tomb, I think they call it. So you have to defeat a dragon. It's like a dungeon, but it's like beefed up. You defeat a dragon. I think you get a. You get a spell and an artifact, which is fairly strong. Monster Den's kind of cool. You get a bunch of crystals. There's a spawn. I think it's a monster spawning grounds. I think. Yeah, spawning grounds. You get 3 crystals and an artifact. Oof, a lot of cool adventure sites there. But yeah, again, it's on the coast, so it's unlikely I'm going there. I mean, I'm pretty much gonna try to take care of the blue city, and then get there. I'm still in the middle of this turn. I've only played Song of Wind so far. We can reveal this garrison because we're now adjacent. So this has an elemental attack. This has an elemental attack. This is, oh, they all have elements. Oh, we get 2 freezers, kids. That's just so fun. Wow. Oh, and it's got fire immunity. Oh, that's really gross. Oh. That is a special array of units. And by special, I mean special. Max expose might be required at this point, which leaves me in a place where I might be needing to assault that mage tower. This got really hard. I am not lying. Can't recruit any of this. Oh man, the units have not been the right units for where I've been. That is for sure. I definitely need to do something. So wait, if I siege the mage tower, I can ice block 4. I mean, it's only 2 wounds. I'm fine with 2 wounds from that guy. The problem is, can I get the 5 movement? I still have 2 points of movement because remember, I basically moved here for free. So if I do that, I do this, and then I do this. I'll play Threaten Sideways. This will work. So I have the move 2 from Song of Wind because I went through this for free because this was free. It just cost a blue mana and now it's free. So I still have the move 2. I'm going to use the scouts for move 2 because they're useless, and I'm playing Threaten Sideways for 5. So that allows me to move into here. Now note again, because this is it's a fortified site, I didn't have to worry about the it wasn't provoking an attack. And now I can go there and back and not provoke an attack from that stupid dragon. So I'm attacking this. As I'm attacking a fortified site, I lose 1 reputation. And now I'm going to just let it attack. I get 2 wounds. I'm fine with that. I'm now going to get this wound out of my hand. I'm going to discard that, get the red. I'm going to use that red immediately because I have to. So that gives me rage. And then I will use the golems up with their attack 2. That gives me the attack 5 that I need to kill the fire mages. So that's going to give me 5 fame. I already lost a reputation. I go from 18 to 23. And I'm going to clean up my play area. I do have 2 cards left in my hand, so planning will trigger. Yeah, I do want to keep all of these. Actually, I do get my reward. My reward, I'm going to take expose. I just think it's too strong with that array. It's a really gross array of the fire resistance for those 2 guys is going to be really brutal for me with the cards I have in my hand. And now my hand limit is still 5. I'm literally 1 fame short there, so I'm going to draw up to 5, and then planning triggers, so I get my 6th card, which is meditation, which I am happy to see. I get nothing I can recruit there except for the magic familiars, who just don't think are worth it. They're so interesting, but they're just, I mean, I'd have to use this all the time. I mean, you're spending a mana every turn. I just don't see how. I don't see how they're worth it. All right. Goldix's turn. 1, 2, 3. It's green, so 2 more. So I'm only gonna have 2 more turns this round. It's been kind of a rough round in that sense. My turn, I'm going to play meditation, which is going to randomly take 2 cards from my discard and put them on the top or the bottom of my deck. I might try to tear down the monastery and get an artifact because I'm going to need something magical to go here. So 2 cards, top or the bottom. I'll put them on the bottom. And this goes here. Yeah, if I see it, if I can seize that the second night, I think I'm in an okay spot. I might be able to make this work. So I'm going to move 2 to get back here. And I think that's fine. So I played swiftness to move 2. I'm going to clean up my play area. So remember, I'm going to draw up to 5. Meditation is going to be 6 and 7, and planning is going to give me 8. So I get 4 more cards. 1, 2, 3, and 4. A lot of combat cards, which is fine. So Goldix is going to go. He's going to declare end of round next turn. My turn, I am going to seize the monastery. So I'm going to lose 3 reputation for that. We're going to get a random Mage Tower garrison. And we'll see what we get here. All right, so it is an illusionist. So I can kill him fairly easily. I'm going to play Ice Bolt. Give me a ranged ice attack 3 because he is not fortified, so he's dead. I get 4 fame, which gets me up to 27, which gives me another token, which allows me to draw 6 cards. I'll roll this. Oh, I used that. End of my turn, I can drop any number of cards I want. So this goes here. I still have 3 cards there. I might actually take a shot at killing that dragon because I can make it lose all resistances and fortifications, which is, oh no, he's arcane immunity. Never mind. I had some big ideas, kids. So arcane immunity, I can't make him lose resistances. I could get a ranged fire attack of 8 though, because I still have fireball in my deck. So I'm going to drop Determination. I'm going to drop Expose. How many cards am I playing? I'm only playing one more card. Yeesh. I only need to move 3 to get over there though, so I'll drop March. I'll drop Mana Pull because I can get mana from this. Oh, I have that too. I'm gonna get an artifact. I want to keep concentration is also kind of useless. I'm gonna drop concentration. I'm dropping all these cards. Now I'm gonna get my reward. I already got my token, so I already did the level up. But I'm gonna get my reward for burning down a monastery, so I get an artifact. My choices are a ruby ring or mysterious box. Honestly, mysterious box is too complicated. My brain. I've done it on a playthrough once. We're good. Ruby ring works. It's great. And then we're going to draw up to 5, the 6 actually, because I just leveled up, and then planning's in a trigger. Oh, I could have kept one more card. I'll keep concentration. 6 and planning triggers, and I can draw up to 7. Because I was trying to match it that I took all the cards out of my discard pile, or out of my deck still, which is fine. So I had 6, planning triggered, gives me up to 7. Goldix declares end of round, and then my last turn, I'm going to do something magical. I'm going to move 2, 3. I'm going to play Ruby Ring. I get a red crystal and a red mana token. Yeah, I'm going to wait tonight to try to siege this. I can't fathom. I mean, I had an interesting array of cards that I might have been able to do some damage here, but I don't think it made much sense. I think it's just better to do what I'm doing here. So I'm going to power Fireball for a fire attack of 5. I'm going to discard this wound to get a red mana, and I'm going to power Battle Versatility to get me a... Oh, that's a ranged. Shh, it's not ranged. Shoot. It's not ranged. I forgot this. So it's either fire attack 3 or a ranged attack, and I'm definitely not set up to block any of this garbage. Alright, just cancel it. Yeah, we'll just wait tonight. That's fine. And then I'm going to play that. I get the red crystal. It's not worth taking the mana. She has a range attack 1 or a range attack 3. If you power it, it's range attack 3 or a fire attack 3, but it's not a ranged fire attack. And that physical resistance is gross. Explosion would have been great, but the arcane immunity kind of nullified that. So, we will live to fight another day. We did load up on our red crystals, which we will need. And the ruby ring is nice. So that's fine. I'll put this back in the artifact deck. We are going to go to the second night. So all 5 of these cards go away. Only 4 are coming back because I just burned down one of those monasteries. He gets another green card to his deck. We're going to put 4 cards here. 1, Ritual Attack, Ambush, Intimidate, and Blood Ritual. And at the top of the advanced action offer, we get Diplomacy. So you should have 19 cards in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 19, cool. He's gonna get another white because Call to Arms goes away. I might have flipped one of those, this is fine. Another white. Call to Arms goes underneath. Mana Bolt and Offering come down, and the new spell offer is Mist Form. All the regular units go away. We're going to have to put these out. So Elite first, we get an Ultim Guardians, Scouts, and Peasants. We're going to ready both of our units. And that comes out. So the freezers are rough because they're only 3 points of damage. I mean, I can the golems are, I guess, are a little bit expendable. I mean, this is where the scout troops could have been nice. I sieged this. Scout troops could have been nice if I got near a keep to recruit, but I just never did, because you can reduce the attack, and then I could have actually just assigned the leftover damage to the scouts, maybe just have them disbanded, or even if I got rid of the shock troops. Golems are a little strong to just disband, but I might be in a situation where it just has to happen. So we're gonna have to re-roll the source. I wonder, had I realized that, because I really have my sights set on just destroying that they're all green. That's gross. If I tried to set up for maybe doing an attack at the end of that first day, but I mean 3 of those units are paralyzed, and I'm just not set up for it. I don't know. I might have want to go in and pick off one of those freezers, but we'll see what I pull. All right, so we're drawing 6, 1 mana pull, meditation. That's nice to get early fireball and battle versatility. Nothing to give me. Oh, I got these to give me black mana. Like, it'd be 5 movement. Wouldn't it be crazy to kill that Draconum? 9 fame. Firestorm, meditation. I'm able to get it back in my hand. Although, what I need to really do is I need to combo fireball and expose. This is what I really need to do right here. And the ruby ring, maybe. Alright, so my opening hand, we're going to look at the preparation. Mana pull's really nice. I'm going to need 1 white to make it work, though. I'm going to take expose. With preparation, save sparing power for the last round. Okay. So we're going to have to roll for Goldlish's tactic. It is a 6. He takes sparing power from me, which is gross because he's a big jerk. At least I go first. All right, I am going to just discard cards here. So I'm going to discard these 2 because I don't need them. Yeah, I'm going to have to set up for a big turn in 3 turns, and you'll see how that works. So that's the end of my turn. I just rested, discarded 2 cards. I draw 1. It's concentration. Great. Goldlish's turn. 1, 2, and 3. It is blue. He has 1 blue crystal, so we get 1 more card off the top. My turn. I'm going to play meditation. I'm going to randomly pick 2 cards, put them on the top and bottom of my deck. I'm going to put them on the bottom, and then I draw up to 2 more next turn, so I'll be able to have 8 cards in my hand. Right? So I'm going to roll this. It's green again, because why would I get any other color? But that's fine. Mana pulls on my hand, so that's fine. So I'm going to pull up to 8, 6, 7, and 8. All right, this is nice. This can work. This has a chance. So you're saying there's a chance. It's a weird combo, but I think we can pull this off. Goldix is going to go 1, 2, and 3. It's white, so 2 more. My turn. Now I'm going to remove this from the bottom here. Give ourselves a little bit of space. And I can actually remove this thing here too. It's just kind of getting in the way. We know that the last city is going to go up there. It's kind of how this is going to play out. So actually, we know the last is going there. I'm just going to remove all this. I have really no other play than that anyway. So clear this out. We have our 4 enemies. Do I want that siege 1? Or does that move too? Song of Wind can give me a white. Siege attack 1 is garbage. Lose all fortifications. These 2 are physically resistant. These 2 are fire resistant. I have so little block. Alright, I think we just go in. The question is, do I use her or not? That siege attack 1 might actually be the big difference. What else will I discard? I have really nothing else to discard. I'm going to need to discard a card to get a white token for mana pull. So that's part of my problem here. Because I need mana pull to get both a white and a blue. I get the green. I don't really need a blue. Do I need ruby rings and to give me unlimited red and black? I need a white for mana pull to get a white and a green. So I need the move 2 to get in there. And the only thing I can get move 2 with is the scouts. So the scouts come in handy. So we're going to move 2. We're sieging the city. I lose a reputation because we're sieging a fortified site. Right? I am going to break the ruby ring so I get unlimited red and black. Do I even need unlimited red and black? Yeah, I'm going to need at least 2 blacks. So that is what it is. So pretty sure I didn't get the fame the last time I played the ruby ring. I only played it once. So that's fine. I'm going to get red. I'm going to get 2 blacks out of here. And I'm going to need just maybe that. So that's fine. I'm going to discard Song of Wind to use that skill to get a white. I'm going to use this white to power mana pull, take 2 die from the source down to any color. I'm going to set 1 to green, 1 to blue. Nope. 1 to green, 1 to white. I'm going to take the white, use it to power expose with this black. I'm going to take the green to power concentration. And then we have this. The physical attack is gross. All right, so we're powering this, and we might need this for the golems. We also have this here. So let's see how this math works out. So the 3 of these have paralyzed, so that's obviously a problem right off the bat. We can assign this to the scouts and just get rid of them. So that's probably what we're going to do there. So these 2 are the ones I'm more worried about, obviously. We could decide to the golems too, but losing both the golems and the scouts this turn would be a little bit gross. So what do we need to do? We are going to play Man's Exposed. Enemies lose all fortifications this combat, or enemies lose all resistances this combat. I'm going to make them lose all fortifications so I can use all this range attack that I have. I am then going to do, and it gives me range attack 3. So 3, I'm going to take a wound to get the 8 from the fireball. I mean, all my siege plus range attack combined is they're fire immune. Oh, it's so gross. Range attack 3 plus this 5 would kill the 3 from the exposed, and I would have 1 point left over. which I'm just not going to be able to do anything with. There's 1 point of range attack left over. But the ice attack and the regular attack is enough to kill that guy. I can use a siege fireball attack to kill that guy. I could do a fire block 4. All right. Fire block 4 would be efficient. So this is basically 12 points of physical block. But if I do a fire block, I would only need 6 points of fire block. So if I do fire block 4, I would need 4 points of fire block or 4. So again, because it's ice, it's an ice attack, right? So it's in a physical block's inefficient, but it's also fast. So 12 points of physical. It's a fast. Not what trying to what's that offensive ability? I think it's not fast. Swift, something like that. So I need 12 points of physical attack. However, an ice attack is a fire block is efficient against an ice attack. So again, that's why it's a 3. But because it's swift, I would need 6. So this is 4, and then I could use battle versatility for the other 4 points of physical block, which would actually bridge the gap. So I can actually block this guy. And then the only thing that I haven't dealt with is this, which is fine because it would just kill off the scouts. Because they're useless anyway. Although they did give me the moves too to get in there. So I think that makes the most... Oh, shoot. We're in the blue city. So this is actually an attack of 5. So much for that plan. The blue city is the worst. Block 4 blocks this guy. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to get knocked out. Just fine. There's not much else I can do anyway. All right, so this block, no, he's, shoot. If I do the fire block 4, so let's take this one step at a time. So we're in a siege and range attack phase. So I killed the Alta mages with the firestorm, dead. Because exposed took away all his all enemies lost. None of these have arcane immunity, so everyone lost their fortifications. So Firestorm kills this guy. Exposed, range attack 3, plus the concentration gave me the stronger effect of Ice Bolt plus 2, so that's a ranged ice attack 5. The freezers are fire resistant, not ice resistant, so that killed him. So they both died in the ranged and siege attack phase. Now in the block phase, I'm gonna block this guy because I can. And I'll be able to save the scouts for whatever purpose. So I'm going to do a fire block 4. Now since we're in a blue city, his attack doesn't come in at a 2, it actually comes in at a 4, but a fire block 4 is efficient against an ice attack 4, so that's fine. And I have this battle versatility card, but there's nothing I can do about it. So I'm going to get knocked out. It's been a long time since I've been knocked out. Alright, so all the knockout does is I'm going to take... So this guy was blocked because of the golems. Just fine. All the knockout does is going to... I pick a wound to my hand because it's still only 3 points of damage. And then any non-wound card in my hand that's left would get discarded. So battle versatility would have gotten discarded. It's a little bit unfortunate because I had 4 points of ranged attack. I would have needed 7 to kill this guy. And if I combine these two, their resistances. They were shared resistances. So the freezers would have physically resistant. So even though I had 4 points of range attack, I couldn't get them divvied up right to kill this guy. Because the most range attack I can get. Oh, it's so close. It's so crazy. Because this 3, even if I had the Scout's siege attack 1, but that's physical. That's physical, so that doesn't matter. Yeah, so they all lost fortification. I can't divvy it up right to get it to break out. Because if I lump those enemies together again, they all share that they would have all resistances, so which is a problem. So it's the best I can do. So again, I just took 2 wounds, 1 because of the firestorm, 1 because of the freezers. I had to discard all non-wound cards on my hand. These 2 go back. I get kicked back to the monastery, or the burnt rubble of the monastery. These, I'm going to clean up my play area. I knocked off half of the garrison. The problem is I used up all my strongest cards to do it, so I'm not sure how the rest of this is going to play out. All these red mana go away. I did break my ruby ring. I'm going to do not re-roll the green or the white as per the instructions on mana pull. This comes back to my hand. I use both my units, and now we draw up. So we have to get I can put 2 shields on the blue city. And I'm going to get 15 fame. And I really don't love the advanced action offer right now, but that's fine. So this goes away. Cool. We are going to get 15 fame. That gets me from 28 to 43. We're going to level up. Give me a skill. Motivation would be great. Yes, please. Thank you. That's another wound management skill. Not that useful because I already have this one. That goes there. All right. I'm drawing up to 6. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Not great. Again, I've used all my strongest cards. So not sure how I'm going to work this. I mean, one option, just going to the desert is going to be so gross. I could try to go through this desert, because I know I can't put the city there. If I go through the desert while it's night, and maybe try to take on a level 11 city, knowing that all my strongest cards are not in my deck anymore, and try to recruit another unit or something. Even if I take out that, I might have enough to do that. It's just going to be 1 Draconum. If I beat the Draconum, I get another artifact and another spell. I don't hate that. I just don't see how I'm going to get enough to deal with 2 guys with Paralyze. I really... This one's got physical resistance. Like, it's just really gross. Although... if I lose both my units in the process, I mean, that's 6. Oh, but yeah, they're both beefed up. Oh, right. I messed up. Because it came in at a 5, I would have had to take 2 wounds, not just 1. Well, that's fine. I'll disband the scouts. I would have assigned 2 points of damage to the scouts. And then I'll just take the other 3 for 1 wound in my hand. It's just fine. Bye, scouts. Thank you for your service. Yeah, sorry about that. I figured out eventually, usually. So Goldix's 3rd turn. It goes 1, 2, and 3. It's red. My turn. It's a little crazy. I really don't think I'm going to be able to take care of those 2 guys. That's just, the Paralyze is so bad. I lost my siege card attack. Alright, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go crazy. So we're gonna play. I'm gonna do. Do I want that red mana? I have someone who cares. I'm gonna draw 2 more cards. 1 and 2. And I get a red mana as well. Because if you have the lowest fame, you always have the lowest fame in a solo game. I'm going to then use that red crystal, the power crystallized. Ugh, I can't. This is gross. So I'm going to use March. And then I have the Unilawfer has just been. Oh, the peasants shouldn't have been there. I know they're there. That's fine. It's another elite unit. Scouts. Unilawfer is still garbage. Just not getting the right units at all. At all. So this is move 4, move 6, move 8. So 1, 2, 3. It's night, so it's only costs 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I don't see a world where I'm using influence. So I have 8 movement there, so I will put out I gotta start going through cards. 7, 8. I still have 2 more points of movement, so I'm gonna put this last Gortile out. It's the Red City. So level 11, the Red City. It's gonna have 2 Draconum. So we have our hands full over here. This is the Swamp Dragon. And we have the Fire Dragon. And then I'm going to use these 3 cards sideways to move into here. Alright. Reset my play area. Blue. I'm going to draw up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh. So it should be an easy rest. Goldix goes 1, 2, and 3. It's red, so I'm going to have 3 more turns, including this one. This goes away. I'm going to drop stamina in these wounds. Yep, draw these 5 cards. Tons of reds. This red city's gonna go here. We can set the garrison while we're at it. We'll do it between rounds. Goldix is gonna go. He's gonna declare end of round next turn. My turn. I think we take on a dragon. I don't have the ice attack. 14 physical attack to kill that guy. I get 9. Easy. 10, 11. Man, I don't think I can take out either of these dragons. Oh, I never took. Shoot. I never took my advanced action card. I would take dodge and weave. And then the way my deck came out, I still had tranquility, so I could have played that to draw another card. Sorry for that. Alright, so the bottom card of my deck, I just checked the tape. The bottom card of my deck would have been stamina, so that's fine. I would have, the way it played out, since I used 3 cards sideways to get into there, I would just have to use dodge and weave, so I'm just going to, penalize myself for, forgetting my stuff. So this would have been my hand with 1 card, because I still would have kept the termination in my hand for sure. So at this point, I can play Tranquility to draw a card, and I still have a wound in my hand. Is the way how it would have played out if you kind of work it through. All right, so Tranquility's played. I have the 1 wound, which is fine because I can use that to get a black or a red mana. The question is whether I think 9, 10, 11 attack is gonna make it worth trying it. I think I just need to get lucky here and hope I don't get a dragon with the physical resistance. So I'm gonna enter the tomb and see what I get. It's fine. He is going to attack with a 6 with brutal. There's no way I'm blocking it. So I'm gonna take 4 wounds. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I just need 8 attack. I'm gonna do this. Get a red crystal. I have so many red crystals. Get a red crystal and a red mana token. I'm gonna power improvisation for 5, and then I'm gonna power rage for 4. So that gives me the 9 attack. So I defeat this guy. Gives me 2 reputation and 8 fame. That gives me up to 51. I'm gonna get another token. And I'm gonna get my rewards. Let me clean up my play area. So I added a bunch of wounds to my hand, but just okay. I mean, again, I can cycle through 1 a turn with that. And my reward, these are in my hand, right? Going to, yeah, I'm just, whatever. So I'm gonna get a, I think, mana bolt. Put in my discard. And we get my artifact. Hopefully this is amazing. Sword of Justice. Yes, please. And that could be what I need to save the day. And, oh wait, I don't get the 2 reputation because I was on a Marauding Dragon. Again, it was in the tomb. And we're good. Goalless declares end of round. I'm fine with that. So, definitely have a bunch of ones in my hand now. Should have a bunch of opportunities to use them. Here's all my spells. It was a weird turn. It's definitely weird to only defeat half a garrison and then decide to go elsewhere. Obviously, I'm really struggling with units. Just never had good opportunities to get units based on where I was at. But we'll see if this, you know, the top thing off. Oh, there's a ruins coming into play as well. If the top thing off the deck is a really strong thing, I can recruit at that monastery. Ooh. Well, that's one way to get a unit. Just kill 3 orcs. I don't hate that. I definitely don't hate that. Alright. Sword of Justice is a nice pickup right there at the end. So it made sense to risk it and go into that tomb. It took 4 wounds, but, you know, honestly, we definitely need to get a little lucky here. Oh, there's also... Did the ruins fall off here? Or I never put it on? I don't think I ever put it on. We're not, whatever it is, we're not going there, but it is that. Alright. We are going to remove these. We get elite unit. I can get those at a monastery. I don't hate that. It's move 5 to get there, and I keep doing that. And catapults. Alright, so we're going to the 3rd day. We lost bearing power, which I don't love. We're putting another green into Golden Six deck. We're putting another red here. We're moving these 4 from the unit offer. These come down. So 1, Force of Nature, Stout Resolve is a great card. Regeneration. And then we get Pathfinding. We already added the red. We'll move these down. And this goes here. So, ideally, I start this round with my ice attack card, so I can kill this fire dragon a little bit easier. I mean, if I get a lot of movement, it might make a little bit of sense to go for those fire golems, those ice golems. It also might make sense. I mean, I come down here, finish off the job down there before I go back up, and just do like all this on the third night. There's some options. Let's see what I pull. So I'm going to pull 6 cards. So Rage, Concentration, Dodge and Weave, Swiftness, and Song of Wind. The cost of move deserts is reduced by 2. Okay. Oh, so the 6 card is a wound. Okay. We are going to get early bird at the right moment. It doesn't really matter that much. I have Zerg. Alright, I can probably knock out that fire dragon. I will go. So it's almost like, do I want the extra turn at the beginning of the round, or do I want it at any moment that I want? I'll take the right moment, so it gives me the extra flexibility, but again, I'm going to have the same number of turns, right? It's whether I go first before Goldix or whether I take another turn. I'm never going to do this deck. I have too many wounds. So that's fine. So Goldix is first. Goldix is going to pull a red, a green, and a red. He gets 2 more. So he's going to get 2 for pretty much everything except for blue. My turn. I'm going to... let's kill that dragon. I think what I do is I kill the dragon to open up the path for the third night. And then I come back, I finish the city off, and then I try to siege the red city in the third night, I think is the play here. Unless, ooh, I can go through wastelands, I kill those orcs. Alright, the red garrison, before I get too deep into this, is going to be 1 mage tower garrison, 1 monster, and 3 more city garrisons. City, and they all have brutal. Or all physical attacks will gain brutal. And the monster. Flip. All right, cool. So my turn. I think we take on. Alright, so I play Dodge and Weave. I'm going to reduce his attack by 4, so he's only coming in at a 5. Oh man, attack 2. I can't get the ice attack. By going here, I kind of put myself in the situation. If I go here, I provoke an attack. If I go here, then I could kill this dragon. And every time I want to leave that city to go back here, I'd be provoking an attack of opportunity. Ugh. Gross. I have no influence, so going to the monastery now without any influence doesn't make any sense. Yeah, the lack of units is just crushing me this game. I do think, had I really replayed the end of the second day, if I had done 1 attack and knocked out 1 of those units, but I don't think I had the right combo of cards in my hand even then, because I threw everything I had at it that last round. I think I need to get this. I need to get these ice golems. That's what I need to do if I have any chance against that fire dragon. So I'm going to play Wings of Wind. And how am I going to 8 influence is the real question. So Wings of Wind, I can reduce the cost of going to desert by 2. And then I will play the move card to get here. I can keep this actually. So moving 2 and then move 2 and then this cost. So the base effect of Song of Wind, the move cost of plains, deserts, and wastelands are reduced by 1 to a minimum of 0. So the desert to go 5 to go to the desert. Song of Wind reduces it to 4, and then move 2, move 2. So we're good. And that's fine. So that'll be my turn, which is gross. I'm going to draw up to 6. Then we need a motivation to draw 2 more and hope for an influence card. Or 2 wounds. That's the other thing I was really hoping for. Exactly right. Goldix is going white, green, or blue. 1 more. My turn. I am going to rest. I think dodge and weave can go away. So I'm going to draw 2 more. I had a red thing, but it didn't matter. None of my influence cards. Oh, that's really gross. This is kind of the plan, right? This is not working. I don't even have movement cards. This is really bad. Okay, that's fine. Goldix goes 1. He went. I went. He went. I rested. So 1, 2, 3. So yeah, 1, 2 more. Blue and green, 2 more. My turn. We're going to siege the monastery because I can't do much else. 1, 2, 3. I lost my reputation already. We're assuming I'm going to beat whatever I'm getting. So I'm pulling a random Mage Tower Garrison. Ice Mage. So he's fire immune. This fire immunity is ridiculous. So I can do a ice block 4. So I need 4 more block. I can get I need 4 more physical block, I should say. I can get 2 and 2. Yeah, that's fine. 4 more physical blocks, so he's blocked, and then I'm going to play the Sword of Justice. When you play this card, discard any number of cards from your hand to get attack 3 for each card. I'm going to discard 2, and then that gives me 6 attack, which is enough to kill him, so I get +1 fame for each defendant enemy defeat this way, plus another 5 fame there, so that's 57. I mean, it's really been a cool playthrough mechanically. Like, a lot of cool things have happened, but it just hasn't come together. I mean, it's just unreal. So that's the end of my turn. I clean up my play area. I get my reward, which is an artifact. Banner Protection. Amulet of Darkness. Banner Protection could actually be useful against that guy. I mean, the darkness is kind of useless because I already have all the black mana I want. And then we draw up to 5 or 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. This die goes down to a 3. There's a blue mana. There's a raised ice attack. Alright, so Goldix is turn 1, 2, and 3. It's white, 2 more. My turn. Kind of stuck in no man's land. I need to reroll this. So move 5. I think I go try to defeat. I need a blue crystal like crazy. Oh, that fire attack is so gross. I still, all I have is a bunch of influence cards left. What assign the banner of protection to the guardian columns. And then I'm going to, I still have some good spells. I'm going to move 5 by discarding this. No, I'm going to discard this to get a red mana to do the move 5. Battle facility has to go away. No. Ah, so gross. Ice Bolt has to go away because I'm just not. Yeah, it's fine. Moving here. Goes away, goes away. Drawing up the 6, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Goldix goes. He's going to declare end of round next turn. I'm going to use the right moment now. I'll play Meditation. Randomly take 2 cards from my discard pile, put them top or bottom of my deck. Ooh, that will work. I'll put them on the top of my deck. It's a really ridiculous draw. And then I'm going to... That's a special effect. So I think what I do is for the rest of this turn, I just rest. I'm gonna have to get rid of Mana Pool, which I hate, but I have so many red and I have a gold there that I think I'm just the only card I want to get rid of. So end of my turn, I clean up and I'm gonna draw up to 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Yeah, it was a really nice draw. With dodge and weave and fireball. Now I have another turn because of the right moment. So I'm gonna move. One more turn after this. Target enemy loses all resistances and fortifications. Okay, I think I can make this work. I gotta move. 2, 5. Yeah, we're good. So I'm gonna go 2 with stamina, 2 with swiftness. I'm entering here. I lose a reputation, so I can no longer interact, which is fine. I'm gonna play Expose with this. Target enemy, I'm going to use it on the freezers. Loses all fortifications and resistances this combat, range attack 2. Then since he's lost all fortifications and resistances, I'm going to use that range attack. I'm going to use this red, I'm going to use this. I get a red crystal and a red mana. And that's a range attack total of 7. Again, he has no resistances, no fortifications, so he's dead. That's in the range and siege attack phase. In the block phase, now this guy's attack is increased to a 4 because we're in the blue city. However, assign this to a unit you control. The assigned unit gets +1 armor, fire resistance, and ice resistance. So he is actually ice resistant. His armor is now a 4, so he can absorb that damage without being paralyzed and not get knocked out. And then in the attack phase, I'm going to use battle versatility. I'm going to do a fire attack 3. I actually play dodge and weave. Oh man. How am I going to do this? Fire attack 3, so I need another attack. This is gross. If I reverse now, he's attacking out of 5, so that's not helpful. I can't take this guy out this turn. I should be able to do it next turn. So I'm going to put him back. I go back to the Monastery, which is the last safe space I was on. I'm going to clean up my play area. I kill this guy, so I get 7 fame. So I go from 57 to 64. And I'm back on the Monastery. I get another shield on here. And I'm going to I get to level up again. +1 siege attack, yes please, or it's just a cooperative skill. The cooperative skill is weird. I can discard 2 and then play whatever. I have enough like wound management stuff going on here, and I think that's siege fire attack. Siege physical or siege fire, which is useless against that guy. Let me read about this cooperative skill again. So the cooperative skill is once a round, except in combat, throw away up to 2 wound cards from your hand. Put the skill in the center table. Any player. Okay. Actually, I'm going to take that one instead of the siege attack. That's fine. And we'll see how this plays out. So then I'm going to draw up to my hand limit of 6 still. Oh, I get a card. I did it again. That way. So I'm going to get chivalry. Well, I always forget my advanced actions, kids. Goldie declares end of round. I'm going to move 2. I lose a reputation. I'm already at the bottom. Range attack phase. He's going to attack. It's all absorbed by my guardian golems because they're amazing. I'm going to do this to throw away 2 wounds. And then the next turn I can use a wound as a +3, which is fine. And then this was still in my hand from last... What? This should have still been in my hand, but then I'd have won this card. It doesn't matter. I only need 8 physical attack. So yeah, that's attack. Wow. Why did I discard that? Yeah, so I messed it up. Somehow, when I cleaned up the previous turn, Battle for Fertility should have definitely still been in my hand. So I had Battle for Fertility, the dodge and weave, and 2 wounds. I threw away the 2 wounds. It really didn't matter, and I knew Chivalry was one of my next cards, so it really didn't matter what the other cards were, as long as I had 1 move card, which clearly I did because I have 2 here. So who cares? It's my last turn, so I moved in, and now I absorb the damage with the Guardian Golems, beefed up by Banner of Protection, and now I will play this Battle for Fertility, which I will power with that, and then I will power Chivalry with the gold from the source. So that gives me attack 4, so this is fire attack 3. And then I just need 2 points of physical attack, because again, he's physically resistant. So this gives me the attack 4, which is plenty. So I get +1 reputation, +1 fame, and then I'm going to get another 5. And that's because of I used the attack 4 effect of the stronger effect of Chivalry. And I get 5 more fame for defeating the ice golems. So that gets me up to 70. So I'm going to roll this. This goes here. And that is that. Goldie's already declared end round. I have a ton of my deck I never got to. And that's fine. Mana Bolt. Right, I picked that up last round. So, my deck is huge. I'm going to start on a city that I control next turn. I'm going to have to run across the known universe, defeat this dragon, and I'm going to have to then siege that entire city with only Guardian Golems. I'm going to take the Banner of Protection back into my hand. I did assign it to the golems this turn, but that ability to throw away all wounds you receive can be very strong. I did not use the other effect of the cooperative skill, so that's fine. That will just be there for me to throw away 2 wounds, and then use a wound as one wound as a ×3. Lots going on. All right, we are going to, by 1 measly unit, we have to reset the rest of this. These 4 go away. This white gets added to Goldix's deck. We're only going to get 3 more units here. 1, 2, and 3. And this goes here. I'm going to get a blue crystal added to his inventory. This goes here, this goes down. Restoration. We're gonna reset the unit offer. It's been really disappointing this game. So we get an elite unit, it's the Fauna Masters, we get Red Cape Monks, and we get some Guardians. We're not gonna have time to go to we had 2 ruins that both would have given us a unit, and we just weren't able to get to either, which is really upsetting. Oh, there should be another of Goldix units here, or skills here. This was added to Goldix's deck, so he's got 8 crystals in his inventory, so he's good. And now we will draw our opening hand. We are in the city, so we will draw up to 8 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. Song of Wind isn't bad. We have, again, we lost Bearing Power, which is really unfortunate. We can't see Midnight Meditation helping us, so we're going to do From the Dusk, so we're going to go first. Get as many turns as we possibly can here. I'm going to play this to get 2 wounds out of my hand right off the jump. This guy's dead. I already got that fame. Alright, so we are moving. We're playing. I'm going to power Song of Wind with the white. So the cost to move the plains, deserts, and wastelands is reduced by 1. That's move 2. I'm going to discard Threaten to get a green crystal. I'm going to power March with it. So I have move 6, and the cost to go through plains, deserts, and wastelands is reduced by 1. So this is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3. So I actually only need move 3. So maybe I don't do that just yet, and I just use that. I gain no new information, so that's all fine. Dodge and weave. I have nothing to kill that dragon yet. Like literally nothing to kill that dragon. Dodge and weave is so not helpful. The other thing I can do, if I do move 4, I go into the wastelands, and then I plan on killing this dragon, which I might have an easier shot at doing because it doesn't have the physical immunity. I kill that dragon, then I move here and enter the city from that. I think that's my best chance instead of trying to dig through this deck for my only ice attack. Right, so that's fine. So I'm going to now, can I kill this thing now? I can reduce his attack. But then I would need 9. I definitely don't have 9 attack. So yeah, we'll do that. So I moved 4. And again, the cost to move through plains and deserts and wastelands are reduced by 2. So this was nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Song of Wind coming in for the win. So we're going to roll this. It's gold, which is really bad. Mana pull is going to be a must. And then my turn, I can drop any cards I want. I'm going to drop this and Threaten because it's just not doing anything for me anyway. And we're going to draw up to 6. That will do. I didn't get any wounds in my hand, so that's a little gross. So that's going to be useless. Alright, Goldix goes white, green, and blue. He has 2 blues. My turn. I'm going to do motivation, maybe pick up a wound. 1 and 2. No. Definitely not, but I get a red crystal. And I think discard, play Tranquility, pick up another card. That didn't work. I do have some wounds in there. It's not getting them. So I'm going to try to kill this dragon this turn. So this is going to flip, unfortunately, without being used. Don't have enough range attack, so I'm going to discard stamina to get a white crystal. It gives me the stronger effect of dodge and weave. I reduce one enemy attack by 4, so this attack of 5 is reduced to a 4. Now it has swiftness, so I need 2 points of block to block it. I can block it with determination. And then, so that's totally blocked. So since I did not take any wounds to my hand in this enemy phase, I get attack 2. So I now need just attack 7. I'm going to play Fireball for attack 5. And that's too strong. That's too strong, man. So I have attack 2. I'm going to play Rage for attack 4. That's 6. I need 3 more. I'm going to use the Golems for attack 8. And then I'm going to use this Stamina Sideways for attack 9. And then that gives me the Sword of Justice and the Fireball to try to do something with the city. So again, I blocked it with a combination of dodge and weave, reduce the attack to 1. I blocked it with the rest. I blocked the last one using determination. So since it was fully blocked, I get attack 2 plus the 4 from rage, plus the 2 from the golems, plus the 1 from stamina. So this dragon's dead. I get 2 reputation back. I get 7 fame. It gets me to 77. This, now I can enter the city without one of those dragons attacking me, which is kind of a must, regardless of what this can go away, regardless of what the garrison is. I'm going to draw up to my hand limit, which is 6. Unfortunately, I've used a lot of stuff here, so Mana Bolt's good. Promise is useless. Ice Bolt could be useful. I still have Mana Pull. All right. Oh, what did I do? I don't get the move there. I just killed it. That's fine. I'm still here. I do want to move there so that doesn't attack me. This garrison should have been revealed last turn. We have sorcerers, we have a manticore, we have catapults, the Fauna Masters, and Amhata Gunners. Not the worst array. 2 of them do have physical attack, so that's going to trigger the brutal. The rest don't. But we got some things we can work with here for sure. I do need 1 movement card to get there, but that's another story. So Goldix is going to go 1, 2, and 3. It's white, so 2 more come off. He's going to be doing 5 every time because he's got a full array of 2 of each. So shoot, I need these 3. I definitely need. Don't think I'm going to play Ice Bolt. So here's what I'm going to use the special effect of Ice Bolt to get a blue crystal. And then I'm just going to draw Promise and draw 2 cards. Hopefully I get a movement card, 1 and 2, or I get 2 wounds. Oh, it's really bad. Goldix's turn. 1, 2, 3. Where's the scouts when you need them? And 2, I'm gonna have to drop Mana Pull. Draw 3 more cards. 1, 2, 3. Meditation could be huge. Banner Protection could be huge. Exposed could be huge. I don't have the diamond. Oh, I don't have unlimited green anymore. Gold, black anymore because I had to use the ruby ring. Goldix goes 2, 3, 4, 5. I get 3 more turns, man. So figure this out. We're gonna have like meditation. We're gonna shuffle this. 2 cards go back into my deck. It's dire garbage. That's how getting rid of mana pull was really bad. Just feel I'm losing the opportunity to turn those into black. Just whatever. All right, so we're getting these two. They're both bad. They're just fine. They can go right on the bottom. Rest of my hand. Double the contribution of physical attacks. Siege fire attack 8. Okay. And then I'm going to hold on to the rest of these. So I'm going to roll that. It's black. The source is complete trash. I'm going to draw 1 card and then 2 more because of meditation. 1 and 2. Not awful. I mean, it's 1 wound. There's things I can work with this. So the last card comes off. Goldless is declaring end around next turn. All right, so I'm kind of set up to give myself a little bit of a chance at this. Not much of one, but a little bit of one. So I'm going to play March to get into the city. So I lose a reputation because I'm sieging a fortified site. These guys all come down. Remember, I can take 6 wounds in my hand, and that's going to be important. So I'm going to use my skill. I'm going to get this and this. And I'm going to play Firestorm, so that's my first wound. And I have Siege Fire Attack 8. This guy's double fortified, so I can't use that on him. This one is paralyzed. I'd like to use the Banner of Protection to get rid of all my wounds at the end of this turn that I took this turn. And then I'll include wounds that go on the golems. All right, so discard a card. Siege Fire turn to play Mana Bolt. Discard this to get I can get a black from there. If I use these 2. This one, that's a Siege Ice Attack 8. So that gives me a total Siege attack of 16. All right, I'm going to get rid of Crystallize and do this to get myself a white, and then I'm going to play Expose. Target enemy uses all fortifications and resistances. I'm going to use it on this guy. But if he's looped with that, I think he gets those fortifications back. I think that's the play. Because then this becomes a Siege Ice Attack 5. So the question I don't know the answer to, and I think this is right, and I'll look it up. I think so if I make him lose all resistances and fortifications, I can loop him in and use all my ranged and siege attacks and kill all 3 of them at once. Because I would have a total attack of 18. So if this guy, I'm still doing fire and ice, and if I loop them, that means I can't do that. It's not going to work. Shoot, so the looping is weird here. Well, if I make this one, yeah, that I think makes more sense. Don't use the black. Hold this out for next time. But it's a physical attack. I put this back in my hand. This I can't do anything about. This would kill this. This would kill this. Well, it doesn't matter. They're getting brutal anyway. What do these wounds look like? This is 2, but it also knocks me out. Gotta block her. I think I need to kill her because I can't get the paralyze. Shoot. So if I do what I was originally planning to do, get the white, she loses all resistances and fortifications, and then I just do this. Range esoteric. That's so not efficient. Yeah, I gotta take care of her. It's not efficient, but I think it's the only thing I got because that paralyze is bad. So she's dead. And then this guy's dead. Nope. Yep. That's coming into the 12 with poison, so we 3 to the discard pile. The wounds are... I could assign 2 of these wounds. It's going to be brutal, so it'll be 12 points of damage. So let's do it this way. So 12 points of damage, so 3 comes in and absorb. The next 3 wound him. It's going to be twice because of the poison. So there's 6 left, so 2 and 2. That's 5 in my hand. I took the 1 from that. Oh, it's gross. I'm like 3 fame away from having 7 cards in my hand too. The problem is if I get knocked out, I have to get rid of Sword of Justice, which is going to totally destroy my chances next turn. Did I need that white? Yeah, I did. Man, it would really, I shouldn't have used the white. I should have discarded like, nah, whatever. I needed that white to play exposed in order to have a chance to kill her with an elemental attack. I'm in a weird place where I had too much elemental attack. I need all... If I make everyone lose all fortifications, the 8's still not going to add up to my favor. Because 11, none of these have 5 shields, which is really gross. Oh, and he's actually immune to that effect anyway. Because he's got arcane immunity. I'm going to get knocked out. And my Sword of Justice is going to go bye-bye. Oh, the Manticore. Oh, I haven't even assigned this guy's ones. Oh, yeah, that's toast. Yeah, it's not going to work. Wait a second. Banner of Protection. I guess I think I got... Oh, never mind. I'm going to break this during combat. I'm losing my mind. So Banner of Protection, you don't need to wait to the end of your turn. I'm thinking it like normal. The problem is if I take too many wounds in my hand, I will have to throw away the Sword of Justice, which I think at this point I'm going to have to do, and that's just really unfortunate. So if I'm doing that anyway, I probably should break it in the middle and see what I have as far as physical attack. So right now the physical attack I have is just a ranged physical attack 4, which doesn't change anything, unfortunately. I may lose physical resistance this turn. So range physical attack 4 is still useless. Because the physical resistance isn't the problem. Yeah, it's fine. It's just not gonna matter. Sword of Justice is really my only ticket here, but it is what it is. I'm gonna play the Banner of Protection. So I'm breaking that. I'm breaking the Sword of Justice because I can't keep it in my hand anyway. I still needed that yellow. So these are all the wounds I received in my hand this turn. I had 1 in my hand to start the turn, and those are all the wounds you received. So even the one on the golems, they're all going to go away. the crystals. Go back. We have this. I'm going to have to go back to where I came from, to that sand. I'm going to get 16 fame. That gets me up to 93. I'm going to level up, so I draw 7 cards. So I had 1 wound left in my hand. These all go away. So I draw 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I only need 18 points of attack, which is actually somewhat doable. We'll see. Gold declares end of turn. I'm going to have to. Ugh, that's gross. I'm going to move 2. It's the only movement card I have. So here I am. I lose another reputation in the assigning damage phase. Again, these gain brutal. So this is going to be 3 wounds. This is going to be 3 wounds. This is going to be 2 wounds. Poison. That is poison 2. I can take 6 into my hand. Yeah, so I didn't figure out the Manticore's damage last turn because I realized I missed him, but then I remembered that I could throw away that banner at any time. So it made things a little bit simpler. But I don't think it's gonna matter. Yeah, the sword. If I could have kept the Sword of Justice in my hand, if I wasn't knocked out last turn, I actually would have had a chance here. But even the way it is, I can get up to 13 points of damage, and I can't get 18 because the proposition is going to make me discard a card. So there's really no way to make this work. I will accept defeat. It's a very weird playthrough. You see, I mean, even just another couple of units, if I had an opportunity to get a unit, if I had the combination of influence that I needed, that's one of the arguments to take the thugs early instead of the golems, because I would have had 4 influence, but the golems obviously came in pretty huge in its resistances as the game kind of fleshed out. So yeah, it's a hard level. Not too happy with this playthrough, but I will, as I edit it, I'm sure I will observe some things and try to figure out things I could have done differently, and we will come back, and the next playthrough, the live playthrough, we will put it in at a 9/11, and the Megapolis will have to wait for another day. We will be playing with Krang or Bravelar, so I will randomize off camera and then figure it out, and I will just be totally upfront that I hope it is Krang. But that's about it. A lot going on in this playthrough. Any questions, put them in the comment section below. I will be happy to get back. Things that you saw differently, I don't really know. I think here I could have potentially made better use of that second day, because I mean at that point I was in a good spot. Again, having this on the bottom, if this was here, but again, being able to get the rewards I got from those 2 things was actually really helpful. I ended up just with the wrong elements. I never got a lot of ice attack, and that really hurt me. And I just kept coming up against things with ice resistance. I mean, both the freezers or fire resistance. I mean, this dragon had fire resistance. Both the freezers in the first city had fire resistance. This guy fire resistance. So just a bad combination of things that just didn't go exactly right. But made a good play of it. Really, again, if I was able to hold on to the Sword of Justice, I don't know. I mean, this, you know, I do this. I mean, I just don't see how it's going to come together. You know, I can block. He's got swiftness. I mean, everyone has swiftness. I mean, maybe I block this guy. Sword of Justice doubles that. But even then, I was always kind of short on white mana. I kind of misplayed a card where I used the die from the source instead of just using this, which I think would have made more sense. I kept the white die earlier in this round, but yeah, it just wasn't. Had some strong cards, just wasn't able to get the right combo at the right time, and was really limited by only having one unit. And this, it's crazy because I early on I wasn't sieging any monasteries, so if I had the right units available and I was getting the right sites to actually recruit them, I actually would have been in a good place to flesh out this little army. But instead, I just have 3 unused command tokens. No, make that 4. So, but cool. It is what it is. I don't win all the time, and now you know for sure. For sure. So hopefully I can use this and practice a little bit more ahead of the live playthrough, and we'll get our take 2 at 9/11. But as always, thanks for joining me, and until next time, happy gaming.